Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome, everyone, to Texas Songwriters Alliance Audio Impact on Lone Star Community Radio. I'm your host, Alex Lozano. And before we get started with our special music guest, Andrea Cannon, we have our community calendar that we do each weekend, shows that we recommend. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Tonight, Candlebox and Bush are playing at 713 Music Hall downtown. And if you're a big Elvis Presley fan, at Moe's Irish Pub is the one and only Vince King. He is an amazing Elvis impersonator. Friday night at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, we have Imagine Dragons. They're a really, really good band. Friday, we have country singer Mark Wills at Rowdy's in Spring. Also Friday, Alice in Chains and Jane's Addiction tribute bands at Sawyer Park Ice House. Then this Saturday, we have great sax player Eric Demer, at Green Oaks Tavern in Humble, Texas. He goes on at 9 o'clock. Saturday, also Already Gone, one of the best Eagles tribute bands around. They're playing at Do-Si-Do at the barn for all of you Eagle fans out there. And I'm real excited about this one because he was just on our show not too long ago. But the one and only Doug Westcott is opening up for Greggy and the Jets, supposedly a really, really great Elton John tribute band at Wildcatter Saloon. That's Katie's best live music venue, without a doubt. They put on all kinds of great events out there. And then Sunday, the Houston Songwriters Association is having their face-to-face at Kojak's this Sunday. And as you well know, we've already had their president on here, which is also singer-songwriter Mark Winters. So without further ado, we're going to get with Andrea Cannon, and she's going to do 7 songs for us. And here we go. Let's hear what you got.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thanks. Nice to be here. The first tune I picked is, I call it a riff tune, and it's got a little bluesy flair. It's called Cruisin' Altitude, and I have no philosophical reason for calling it that. I just thought it was a cool title.
Cool.
But I will say
I love it.
I will say this. Where it came from was in 2020, I was doing an Instagram challenge to post a riff every day. I got to a day for a month. I got to a point in the month where I couldn't think of anything. And I started looking through old iPads and stuff, and I found this riff. And I thought, nobody's going to like this. This is the dumbest one I've uploaded so far. And it was the one that got the most views, like over 1,600, which for me at the time, that was pretty good.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
So anyway, Cruisin' Altitude. Here it is. Hope you like it.
That's a beautiful piece.
Thanks.
And definitely has that blues overtone.
Yeah, a little bluesy. And it's fun anyway. All right, the next two I'm gonna do drop D tuning. So I'm gonna,
I love drop D.
yeah, gonna do that while I tell you about them. There we go. Okay, the first one has, it's called Procession. And the story on that one is I needed background music for a ad. And so I did a 1-minute version of this. And then after that was done, I thought, this is kind of a nice tune. Maybe I'll make it a little bit longer and formalize it. So that's how Procession came to be. So I hope you like it. That's called Spam Risk. That'll make a nice new tune. Anyway, here we go.
Another beautiful piece.
Thanks. The spam risk, phone call notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we go. Okay, and the next one up, also in drop D, is called Jenny's Jig, and Jenny is a real person, or she was a real person, one of my sister's best friends. And Jenny's favorite thing to do was Irish dancing. It was her passion. So I bet you can guess what her favorite day of the year was. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. And she spent the whole year planning for it, which places she was going to go that had the
All about the green.
the events, right,
Right.
that she was interested in on that day. And usually my sister went with her. Well, we lost Jenny to leukemia, and years later, and I started fooling around with this new theme. I thought it sounded kind of Irishy, so I thought if it fit the definition of a jig, I would call it Jenny's Jig, and that way, every time I play it, I'd have a chance to talk about her, and
Right,
we can all
sure.
remember her. So,
Keep that memory going.
yep. So I always say, if your feet feel like moving, maybe that's her, and you should give in.
Right? Have some green beer.
Yeah, I don't have any of that, but at least
Right.
we can get the dancing going on tonight. All right, there we go. Jenny's Jig. Check this.
Yeah, just a little Irish in there. That's all.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. No, that
Yeah,
was.
yeah, I'm getting away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it. Oh my gosh, it's a really, really great song.
Thanks. Back up to. Alrighty. Well, for this one, I got a little bit of a style change for you.
Okay, mixing it up a little bit.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, one of my friends that follows my music says she calls it genre fluid. And I think, yeah, being a writer of instrumental music, it's easier to do that because you do get influenced by a number of different styles.
Sure.
And this one, in my college days, I played a lot of Brazilian music, particularly bossas by Jobim, which everybody knows Girl from Ipanema. That was his most famous one. And so I just, sometimes when I introduce this one, I say it was a lost composition of his that was recently discovered. But really, it's not. I just wrote it. So it's a way of getting people to go, oh, cool.
Just playing.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I call it bittersweet bossa. So here it is.
Lots of movement in that one. I like it.
Yeah.
Very
Well, there
nice.
you go. All right, I got I often put these tunes together. They're not the same style.
Mashup.
Yeah, it's a mashup. They're called Rags to Riches, so one is in a ragtime style, and the other one's called Lunchbox Blues. And I neglected to mention, just to give a little plug to the Houston Songwriters Association.
No problem.
Jenny's Jig, Rags to Riches, which you're about to hear, and the Bittersweet Bossa have all been finalists or semifinalists or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
In their
For their
Song of the
songwriting
Month
yeah,
feature, right. So, anyway.
Now, we support the Houston Songwriters Association and
Yeah.
everything that, Mark Winters does. It's a great organization.
It is. Very supportive. All righty. So Rags to Riches will go back to back with Lunchbox Blues. And these two tunes come from a little group of tunes that I used to present when my husband and I did a lot of family shows,
Right.
like at schools and churches and
Sure,
stuff like that.
sure.
So there you go. Representative of two styles that we wanted to expose the young ears to, the ragtime and a fun blues.
The young
Lunchbox
ears, I like
blues.
that. The-
Yeah,
the young
ears.
ears.
The developing ears
The
might be a
developing-
good way to put it.
I'm going to use that.
Good deal. All right, Rags to Riches.
Great song.
There's that one.
Different. Everyone's a little bit different
Yeah.
from each one. Love it.
Okay, this next one's my last one. It's called Precious Time. And it got its start when, let me check tuning real fast. My husband calls that the ancient folk song called tuning. Get it? It's a joke. Tuning.
Oh.
He's,
Meow.
yeah, he's a piano tuner, so he's thinking about
Right.
tuning all the time. Anyway, this song, Precious Time, got its start right after my husband and I lost our first dog. We had to put him down.
Oh.
And so, of course, you can imagine we were both upset and posting all our sad pictures and sad
Sure.
laments on social media. And one of my friends wrote me a note and said, don't just post sad things about your little dog. Why don't you put some positive energy out and maybe write a song for your little dog? So I thought,
Sure.
okay, I'll get started on something. and
Right.
it'll be- And as time went by and I lost people in my life.
Of course.
So I started thinking about it, and what I thought was the most important thing to hold on to was the memories of the time we had together, because in those memories everybody's healthy, well, and we're having fun and smiling, and no one can ever take those memories away from you. You can keep those forever.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
Our memories.
So that's what this song is dedicated to. It's called Precious Time, and a song of remembrance. So here you go.
Fantastic. Andrea Cannon sounded fantastic. We're going to take a little break here, and then we will be back with the interview of this fantastic guitar player. Y'all guys tune in and stay with us, okay? Thanks.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Welcome back, everybody, to Audio Impact on Lone Star Community Radio, and we are here with our very special music guest, Andrea Cannon, and you just sounded absolutely amazing. We're going to ask her a few questions. This is our interview portion of the show where we get to know the artist a little bit. When did you start playing guitar?
I was about 12.
Okay.
Yep. I wanted to do it my whole life. When I was a little kid, I mean, I didn't even know this until one of my grandmothers died, and my sister was going through her stuff, and she said, well, I guess these are for you, and they're little baby me pictures,
Right.
toddler me with little plastic guitars. So I was already thinking about it.
Okay. Early
but-
on.
Yep. And then, so I guess as a preteen or whatever, I started doing whatever jobs, helping out, babysitting, mowing lawns and stuff like that,
Right.
and made enough money to go and get that first guitar.
Right. Do you remember what kind of guitar it was? or?
It was just a cheap,
Sure.
acoustic guitar, and it was a name like Ariane or something.
Right,
like
right.
that.
Some off-brand.
Right. But it got me started, so that was good.
What a lot of you people do not know, but you're about to find out, that this fantastic guitar player here, you went to Berkeley College of Music.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about
Awesome.
your, because that's pretty impressive. And,
Yeah, and I just grew up with this idea. There were a lot of kids in my family, 5 kids. I know there's families with more, but for us,
Sure,
it kept us
right, yeah.
busy. And I had the mindset that I shouldn't expect too much because I had a lot of people to share
Sure.
with. So when somebody first suggested go to Berkeley, I'm like, oh, it's too expensive or whatever. But long story short, my dream came true. My dad, really kind of wanted me to pursue it, my dream. So
More so than mom, but she was supportive.
oh yeah, she was supportive. But back in those days, the women, if they stayed home with the kids, didn't always feel like they had the right to say what they were going to do
Right,
with
right,
large
right.
lump
Well,
sums of money.
Times have changed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and it was a wonderful experience. I loved it. It was great to be with musicians all day long, eat breakfast with musicians because you're in an environment that's
It's all about music.
musicians, and they're all getting after it. They're all
Yeah.
writing and
Right. And that's
playing and
it's all instruments basically. And
yeah.
and wow.
it has a more emphasis on contemporary instruments. So the biggest department was the guitar department.
Yeah, lots of guitar players out there, but not a lot of them from I mean, as far as meeting, you just don't meet a lot of Berkeley guitar players.
Well, maybe you should ask.
I need
might
to.
not
We
know.
need to have a Berkeley showcase.
Yeah.
Who are some of your biggest influences no particular order, music-wise.
Okay, no particular order. Some people may laugh and say, man, you have to be pretty old to remember that guy. But when I was little, I saw Glenn Campbell on TV, and he caught my eye because he wasn't going la la la, strumming and
Right,
singing. And,
right.
you know, he was singing
Yeah,
also, but he did a lot of really guitar playing.
yeah.
And that was the first time I really got a vision for how I wanted to play the guitar. 'Cause
You know, when I think of him, I also think of Roy Clark.
I was thinking of Roy Clark, too.
And I'm pretty sure Glenn Campbell wrote a song called Galveston
Well,
or something.
he
about-
worked with a guy that wrote a lot of songs for him, Jimmy Webb,
Oh, okay.
and that was one.
They
of
they
his.
pinned that together. Okay,
Yeah, I
didn't know
think they
that.
did it together.
What other guitar influences?
Well, then I moved when I went to Berkeley. I guess I went more into a jazz direction. But before I mention that, I guess in my teen years, I should say, I've learned every riff, I think, off of every Creedence Clearwater album. So John Fogerty, and then went to school, and so it was more the jazz guys like Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass, and then after I left Berkeley and was working and gigging, it came my way to decide, you know, that I wanted to study the right way to play classical, because the way the jazz
Sure.
teachers tell you to play classical is
Right.
just, you know, just get the nylon string guitar and do it, you know.
Right.
Tell people you know how to do it and do it.
You know, a few weeks ago, he's an all-around guitar player. There's not a style that Eric Avenger cannot play, and I believe you're familiar with
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Eric.
know him.
Have you ever had a chance to see him play?
I can't remember if I have or not. If I
Well,
did,
if
it
you
was
ever get a
long while
chance,
ago.
he's a whole nother level, but I know you would appreciate him because he is definitely the first musical genius we've had on the show, and hopefully we'll have more. So what's your favorite go-to guitar now when you perform out? Is it the
Well-
one with the buzz on it that you got to get fixed?
Well, that's an acoustic for acoustic, yes.
Right.
And I have been doing more things on acoustic guitar. So if it's on for amount of time played, it would be that one. But after getting into the classical thing and learning the right way to do it and all that, I met a guy who builds really high quality classical guitars, and
Wow.
I found him when he was
Starting out.
not super yet. Everybody knew about him, so I actually own 3 of his guitars.
Wow. Who is this?
His name is Benz Shannon.
Wow.
Benz like Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
And that's what he goes by.
Wow.
And then his last name is TSCHANNEN. So and ShannonGuitars.com. So
You should also try. I think there might be different guitars, but I know Eric endorses this guy, and he makes like some of the most amazing guitars, and they're so expensive. A guy named Mariat, or
yeah, I know him. I've met him.
what
and
is
I've
his?
played
I can't even
Marcioni.
pronounce. Marcione's Italian guitar, and he just makes like, forget
Yeah.
about it, like
Yeah.
you know, like Stradivariuses of guitars, kind of deal.
Yeah.
What is something you think that your fans don't know about you, but they might like to know about you? You know, about you and your musical journey. I know you're looking at your watch. I know how much kind of time do you have?
No, I got plenty of time. I wasn't actually just looking at the mess my fingernails are right now, which if I say anything at all, it should be about how we get maligned because we're always talking about taking care of our nails. Oh no, I broke it off. But
Leave
yeah.
press on.
Yeah, sometimes those might actually work. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe that in the 90s, I took a trip to Europe with an organization called Youth with a Mission that was trying to spread, take supplies and surgeries that impoverished kids can't always get, like cleft lip and
Yeah.
just basic surgeries that a kid over here
Yeah,
is born
for
with.
third world
it just
countries
gets
and-
fixed right up. So anyway, they had some musical support in the form of bands that would go out and kind of attract people
Yeah,
to
like
what they were
entertaining the troops.
yeah, and so as part of that, I met somebody with my husband, along with my husband. And we were invited to join her for this band she was putting together. She was regionally popular in Europe. And but we decided to come back home to Texas instead. So I always wonder what would have happened if we had gone that route.
Right.
So that's one thing.
Where can tell us where we can find all of your music at?
Well,
and you're also a guitar teacher.
yeah, that's right. I do teach. I am in Houston. If you look me up, Andrea Cannon guitar, that'll get you my YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitch handle. I do stream on Twitch from time to time. So right now, I think YouTube and Instagram have the most of it.
Sure.
And I am working with finally getting some music produced,
Sure.
kind of the way I always wanted to do it. And
That's right. You're working on an EP right now.
Right.
And
Getting it
you told me
released.
that I think you're a couple of songs are ready and
yeah, I think two are ready, and then one is in
Right.
progress,
And-
and we
and I-
have a couple more kind of scratch recorded, and
and I believe the EP is probably going to be 5 songs.
yeah, at least.
Do you think you'll have it out before the year is up?
I hope so. Probably at least those two, so
Right,
there
right.
might be a pre-release release, you know.
Well, before we go, just wanted to tell you thank you for being such an amazing guest, and you're such a class act. I've only known you for a little while, and I've just had such a fun time showing you off. And I know my friends were blown away when I took her to open mic over at Concert Pub North, and they were like, "Man, dude, you know, I wish I could play that good." Well, practice a lot, so you know, don't hold your breath. Wanted to tell everybody also that Lone Star Community Radio is a nonprofit, so we take donations. We have any way you can get a hold of any amount, please, you know, donate to Lone Star Community Radio. And again, Andrea, you're just a great player, and it's such an honor and a privilege for me to host these artists along, you know, with Dick helping out and giving me this wonderful opportunity. Big shout out for Dick. He's the man with the plan, and without him, it doesn't happen. So, trying to think of anything else I need to ask you. Well, we're good to go, guys, and be sure. Oh, the guitar. Right, my bad. Yeah, we have this great guitar signed by a famous rock guitar player from the band Hurricane, Robert Sarzo, and we are going to be we're going to be selling raffle tickets here real soon. I'm just putting this together. But Robert Sarzo played in a famous rock band out of L.A. called Hurricane. He is the younger brother of Rudy Sarzo, bass player for Ozzy Osbourne, Quiet Riot, you know, famous, very famous. So we will let you know when we're going to be getting these raffle tickets to you. We're going to use half of the money to give to Lone Star Community Radio for all the work it does for the community, and they do a lot. And then the other half of the money, like I told you earlier, we're going to buy as many brand new acoustic guitars, and then we're going to set up a music initiative program where we all meet and teach the kids that want to be taught, you know, rich, poor, they just have to have an interest in music. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. Thank you, Andrea Cannon. You're amazing.
Thank you, Alex.
And we will talk to you guys soon. Tune in and donate to Lone Star Community Radio. Thank you.